Hey guys, welcome back to some more F1 2019 and part 10 of our career mode, and today we take part in the Austrian Grand Prix. And by the title of this episode, I'm sure you're eager to find out all of these driver transfers that have happened. It was crazy. Now, at the last episode, I was talking about how far behind the midfield we were with Williams, and I thought, with these series probably only being a two-season thing, it's maybe time to move up the grid. So I looked for the team that we had the best reputation with, and it was Haas. So I sought out a contract with Haas. I signed the contract with Haas, so that is who we are driving for the rest of the season. I've revealed that early because you can see it at the top anyway. But I did not expect what happened after that. So let me explain what has happened. So you might already gather, Nico Hülkenberg is our teammate at Haas. That's because Romain Grosjean went to Renault to replace him, and Hülkenberg came to Haas to replace Magnussen. And Magnussen moved to Williams to replace us. So just get your head around that. We went to Haas to replace Grosjean. Grosjean went to Renault to replace Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg came to Haas to replace Magnussen, and Magnussen replaced us at Williams. So we have a four-way driver movement. We've got a brand new setup here at Haas. My favourite driver, Nico Hülkenberg, is our teammate. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We got 5,000 resource points as part of the move, so we've went ahead. I've set up a upgrade in each of the departments, and I also threw a lot behind the reliability of the car, because I think that is one of the most important things, trying to avoid those penalties towards the end of the season. So that is where we're at. We're now at Haas. We are now teammates with Nico Hülkenberg, which I cannot believe. Magnussen's at Williams, and Romain Grosjean is back at Renault. Absolutely crazy scenes. Let's get into qualifying and see where the pace of this Haas is.
Thank you for joining us once again for today's qualifying session. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what we hope will be a fantastic contest for pole position.
So here we come into the final couple of corners of our first hot lap with the Haas racing team, sponsored by Rich Energy. It's been a good one. We're going to come up to the line now. It's going to be a 107.3, 4/10 slower than Max Verstappen, quicker than Leclerc at this point, but he's on the medium tyres, and we are quicker than Gasly, who won in the previous race in France. So that's interesting. And, Vettel has slotted in just behind us in third place. He's on the soft tyres, as opposed to Leclerc being on the medium tyres. So, be interesting to see what our pace is like. Obviously, we've pushed probably a lot harder in this session than Ferrari are likely to have. And I think both Ferrari and Mercedes are quicker than Red Bull. So, Verstappen being 4/10 clear of second place is probably a little bit premature, to say the least. So we'll see what happens in the remaining of this Q1, but we should be expecting to get through to Q3 consistently with this car. Our expected position is 8th for both qualifying and the race. Well, you can see there at the end of Q1, Max Verstappen did end up quickest. Bottas going very, very close to him in the end. Vettel and Hamilton follow him. Gasly pipped us in the session. We're 2/10 quicker than Hülkenberg at this stage. And Weber, what a performance from him this weekend. But only 3/10 quicker than Raikkonen. This is how close it is. You go from, say, Vettel in P3 all the way down to Albon in P15, and there's only a second between them. Going out in Q1 then is Sergio Perez, Lando Norris, Kevin Magnussen, George Russell and Devin Butler. Well, here we come up to the line then. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 107.4, which isn't as good as our Q1 time, but we scraped through in 10th place, so we are through to Q3 for only the second time this season, managing to squeak through 3/10 slower than Nico Hülkenberg in that session. Going out is Carlos Sainz, Alexander Albon, Lucas Weber, Roman Grosjean and Kimi Räikkönen. Well, here we come up to the line. We've lost engine noise for some reason on the game, but it wasn't the best. A 1:07.8, very scrappy lap, and I think loosening the engine noise has a big part to play in that. Hopefully when I return to the garage here, things will sort themselves out for the next flying lap, but that is rather disconcerting.
Just 30 seconds left in the session.
Well, here we come then, up to the line. The AI haven't glitched out. They are going to manage to make it 8/10 quicker. We go up to 5th. What a qualifying that would be if we can stay in 5th position. We will stay out here. We have got engine noises back, by the way. All I had to do was go into a replay and it worked out. From there, we'll let Verstappen through. We'll let our teammate Hülkenberg through as well. There we go, he's through. But yeah, 5th place, that would be a crazily good result, although Bottas has just gone quickest. So we dropped to 6th already. Hamilton is below us at the moment. I'm assuming he's going to do a little bit better than he has done. We'll stay out here and work out how well people are doing. Obviously we're not going to improve now. I'd hate it if we dropped to 10th or something. Well, we've dropped to 7th. Hamilton down to 6th at the moment. Who's coming through now? It looks like everybody has come through that can set a time. So we're going to start 7th tomorrow ahead of Nico Hülkenberg in 8th, which is all very, very good. Yeah.
Let's review our top 3 today. Bottas, Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
So there you have it then. Bottas on pole here in Austria with Verstappen in 2nd, Vettel 3rd, Gasly 4th, Leclerc 5th, Hamilton only 6th. We qualify 7th, 4/10 ahead of our teammate Nico Hülkenberg. Daniel Ricciardo finishes in 9th with Lance Stroll propping up the top 10. Let's hand over now to Anthony Davidson and David Croft in the commentary box for this 2019 Austrian Grand Prix.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Vettel, Gasly, Charles Leclerc and Hamilton, the captain, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo and Lance Stroll, Sainz, Albon, Lucas Weber and Grosjean, Räikkönen, Perez, Lando Norris and Kevin Magnussen. Russell and Devon Butler starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, you've qualified higher than we expected, so let's try to build on this position throughout the race.
So there we have it then, we're down on the track and no, looking forward to this Grand Prix. I think it'll be especially good to sort of find our feet here. Bottas. There you go. It didn't have the best start.
Checks are good. We need to stay in formation And start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Yeah, looking forward to this Grand Prix. I think the pace was very, very strong in qualifying. I think we got everything we could out of it. I don't think we could have done... Oh my god. I don't think we could have done any more. You know, I think we have got a good chance of getting good points. Our best ever race finish in 7th at the end of this Grand Prix. I think Hulkenberg is going to be a tough competitor this season. But definitely looking forward to this Grand Prix. I do enjoy the Austrian one. It's quite a short, snappy circuit, and you know, I think we'll have a lot of fun around here today. Hopefully some good racing. You never know, we might be able to jump Hamilton or Leclerc at the start. Yeah, here we go. We're reforming the grid already, and we actually do finish the the formation lap this time. But Bottas is going to be lining up on pole with Verstappen in 2nd. Gasly, Vettel 3rd, I think. Gasly 4th. Leclerc 5th. Hamilton 6th. We're going to be 7th with Hulkenberg in 8th place, and then Daniel Ricciardo and Lance Stroll rounded out the top 10.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Lights out, away we go here in Austria. It's not the best start from us, and Hulkenberg jumps us off the line. However, well, we'll get turned around by Stroll, I think it was, behind. I'm not entirely sure. We haven't lost any positions, but it's definitely going to be worth having a little look at that on the replay. Let's have a little look as we start this Grand Prix, and it was Stroll who sort of caught us, and we're very, very lucky not to have been turned around there. Ricciardo sort of helped us back around, but I don't know what happened up at the top. Let's have a little look. So Verstappen was on the inside of Valtteri Bottas. Did they end up? Yeah. Well, there was little bits of contact up ahead, but Bottas is currently leading. We're still in 8th place, and hopefully we'll be able to make our way back past our teammate Hulkenberg. But little yellow flags behind, not entirely sure what has happened, or whether anybody's retired from the race, but certainly, you know, a very nervy start for us, but it was a good start off the line. But Hulkenberg got a better one. It's as simple as that. But still in 8th place, and you know, I think we're set up for a good Grand Prix here. Oh, we got the DRS on our teammate Hulkenberg up ahead. I don't think we're going to be able to make a move, but we've managed to stick to this battle for 4th place at the moment, because Leclerc, Hamilton and Gasly are fighting it out on track at the moment, battling for that position. Sainz is battling with us for 8th position. We're just sort of watching intently, waiting for something to go wrong up ahead. Very, very close racing, but we're managing to hang on to the coattails of this battle for now, and it's sort of dragging us forward, if you like, which is good, but we're still in 8th place and still looking like we could pass our teammate Hulkenberg once he drops off the back of Lewis Hamilton. Well, closing in on Nico Hulkenberg, our teammate, as he runs over the curb rather heavily. We've got DRS now on Nico. It's going to be a question of whether he's dropped back enough to have got DRS on us as we come into the next turn. But Sainz has also caught up to Nico Hulkenberg, so we have got back up into 7th place, and now it's a case of chasing after Pierre Gasly now that we're in a little bit of clean air. Hopefully we can push a little bit harder and catch up to the Red Bull car. Not for being 1 mile an hour over the limit. There we go, we're through. So our first pit stop with the Haas guys. Let's see how it goes, but it's been a good Grand Prix so far.
Exit
We're away in 2.4 seconds. Pretty happy with that.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Just got to be careful coming out of the pit lane, because here comes Albon. He's through, unfortunately. Thought we were going to be in clean air, but just a couple of tenths off that being the case. Should be able to fairly easily get past Albon though. Got DRS available. Well, here we come past the pit lane, and I think we are ahead of our teammate, which is the main thing. Well, Perez is there as well, so Perez has got ahead of Ricciardo and Hülkenberg by the looks of it. So Hülkenberg seems to have dropped off a little bit through those pit stops. I wonder if he got held up a little bit there. Now we've got Kevin Magnussen up ahead of us as well, in our former car, in the Williams, so we know we should catch up to him pretty soon. There you go, a load of cars peeling off into the pit lane. We're not too far behind Gasly, I tell you that much. We've got Hamilton and Leclerc coming out just ahead, so it shows how much Gasly's lost in that traffic, because he was right in the mix with Hamilton and Leclerc, but now there's a bit of a gap between them all, and well, Gasly's not a million miles ahead of us really. If we can keep going at this pace, 6th place might not be out of the question. Well, you join me on the final lap of the race as Daniel Ricciardo has retired. Sebastian Vettel, the championship leader, has won the Austrian Grand Prix. We're just about to hold off Perez for 7th place, as long as we keep it on the road. Gasly finishes ahead of us in 6th, but our first outing for Haas results in 6 points. Delighted with that performance. We finish in 7th, and I think we can be pretty pleased with that.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Ferme. What a fantastic race it was. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Sebastian Vettel will be very happy with that result as he extends his championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Ferrari continued to extend the gap at the top of the table. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Alfa Romeo, whose good result moves them further up the championship. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So there we have it then, the end of this Austrian Grand Prix. Vettel wins it in the end, 5 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen in second. Bottas finishes third with Hamilton finishing 4th. Leclerc finishes 5th with Gasly in 6th. We finish best of the rest in 7th with Perez in 8th, Hülkenberg in 9th, and Weber getting his first points of the season in 10th. We move up to 12th in the drivers' standings. We are definitely going to want to be getting up to probably 8th by the end of this season. I think we're perfectly capable of doing that. The expectations have changed massively. There's going to be pressure on us every single Grand Prix from this point. There's only 3 drivers remaining without a point, and that's Kimi Räikkönen, Devin Butler and Alex Albon. So, constructor standings, Ferrari lead the way ahead of Mercedes in 2nd, Red Bull 3rd, Renault 4th. We are currently in 5th, ahead of Force India, or Racing Point in 6th I should say, McLaren in 7th, Williams in 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and Toro Rosso bringing up the rear. If you have enjoyed that, then make sure you leave a like down below. It really does help me out. It means a lot to me as well. Subscribe to the channel for regular F1 2019 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.